Greetings once again, my friends, my fellow Star Trek fans. I'd like to welcome you to another video, and this is going to be involving the special 3,000 subscriber build of the U.S.S. Enterprise NCC-1701 Refit. I got another one of little goodies to show you that we're going to add to the kit. And what I want to show you guys is we're actually going to be talking about Aztecing today. And I got some Aztecing decals from HDA ModelWorx, and typical post office fashion, you can see how just destroyed the envelope is. I opened it up just to make sure that they were okay, and they are fine. So why don't we take it over to the desk where there's more light, and I'll show you guys the Aztecing decals for the 1537 U.S.S. Enterprise NCC-1701 Refit. Okay, so there's more light here and more room, and look at where it says "Do Not Bend" and priority mail. And just look at the way it is. Like I said, typical United States Postal Service. But anyway, let's get all the stuff out. And is that everything in the envelope? Yes. All right, so everything comes in a zip bag. Let's go ahead and just get it all out of the envelope. And the first thing we see is the letter, and this is from HDA ModelWorx. High resolution laser printed decals. These decals are laser printed using the best commercial decal paper with an advanced microtoner for excellent color and detail reproduction. These are laser printed decals, not inkjet, and they do not require sealing. You can, if you wish, spray a sealer such as Testor's Decal Bonder Spray, which is Testor's number 9200, which is a lacquer-based product after complete decal installation. Important. Testor's Decal Bonder is lacquer-based product, and such you must remember that you can apply lacquer over enamel, but you cannot, in general, use enamel over lacquer. Use any enamel, clear gloss, or dual coat products over these decals may result in damage. Therefore, it is recommended that after decal application, you seal your model with a lacquer clear coat product to avoid any damage to the decals. An alternate for a gloss coat would be Pledge Future Floor Shine, which is an acrylic product used by many modelers, and that just so happens to be what I love using. Matter of fact, that's what I like to use for my clear coating. It's got a nice shine, it's got a nice protectant. Anyway, any other decal sealant other than Testor's Decal Bonder has not been tested with these decals and is not recommended nor supported. Please test decal on an unused part of the decal sheet before proceeding with any other method. It goes on to talk about applying and cutting water slide laser decals. Important, you must spray a gloss clear coat onto the model before installing decals, or have painted the model with a high gloss paint. This is a required process for all types of decals, including those supplied with model kits. This will improve slidability of the decals on the model for positioning. It will also seal the model, protecting the paint finish. After installation, the decals may be oversprayed with a complete compatible matte or clear gloss finish. When you cut out the shape, print it as close to the print as possible to minimize any excess material from appearing on your model. So again, it's not like the model kit companies where you can just slide it off and it's only the decal. We actually have to cut it, just like what we're doing for the Titan right now. Use a sharp X-Acto knife, number 11 blade, or scissors for the process. Cut one decal page, submerge the cut decal into a bowl of warm water for approximately 15 to 20 seconds. For a tip, you might try adding 1 drop of dishwashing liquid to each cup of warm water to help with the placement of your decals, and that's what we do. The dish soap actually acts as a humectant. After submerging the decal for 15 to 20 seconds, place the decal on a paper towel and let set for another 20 to 30 seconds. Decal should then easily separate from the paper backing, and then you may position the decal on your model using your fingers, a wet brush, into place. Use a damp paper towel to lightly tap away surface water on the decal, as well as squeeze out any excess water and air bubbles. This will allow the decal to dry faster and provide better overall results. Allow the decal to dry for approximately 20 to 30 minutes. And I'm glad they're talking about the micro set, because I love the micro sol and the micro set. For a good bonding of the decal, you may use micro set solution for decals and from microscale industries for curves, dips, and grid lines. You may also use microsol from microscale industries. Let me actually show you guys the just so happen to have it right here. So I like to use the microsol. And what you do for the microsol is you can put a little bit on the model, and then you can put a little bit on the decal to kind of move it around. Once you dry it off and it's in position and you want to keep it that way, you put on the micro set. And I'm glad they brought that up, because I love using these products. Both products will provide a better look for the decal, and later will help to give that decal a painted on look. Only use microsol if needed, and then only in areas that need to conform to the model. Excessive use can damage decals if overused, and it says that on the bottles as well. The photo etch decals. For decals designed to be applied over brass photo etch parts, it is important first to prime the metal with the metal primer, such as Tamiya metal primer, and then we're not going to be doing that. So why don't we go ahead and take a look. All right, I guess everything is going to kind of go together. Okay, so the first page I'm going to show you guys. You can see where you have the decals for the deflector dish. This is in the event that you want to use this, but I got an aftermarket deflector dish that's going to be lit up, so we don't really need that. But you can see the arboretums in black. And they also have the arboretum where you can see like trees and things in it. We've got the B and C deck, the decal, where we wouldn't have to paint that area with this. You can see this is going to go in front of the impulse crystal. And these lines, more than likely, are going to go around B deck, B and C decks. We got the tractor and the sensor details where the shuttle bay doors are going to go. That's a nice touch. We got the impulse deck decal, and we got the thrusters, the RCS thrusters. We got the saucer docking gangway port, and you can see the docking ports. Looks like it'd be the ones on either side of the secondary hull. And you can see the impulse engines. Again, we're going to light ours, so we're not going to use these. And we got the registry markings that are going to go on either side of the backs of the nacelles, on the inside and the outside of both of them. And we've got the iconic NCC-1701 that's going to go on the front, on the top of the primary hull, along with U.S.S. Enterprise. Love it. And look, we've even got the fantail Enterprise name, and the phaser pads. So what we're going to do, we'll paint them yellow, and then these are going to kind of go along the outline. We could also paint the outline, we'll see, because we're going to have to cut the insides out, and it might not be the easiest thing to do. So you can see the dorsal strips, the decals. Nice. And then on the bottom, you can see the sensor bands that are going to go around the primary hull. Nice. Alright, what's next? And we got the protective sheet. It's going to go on that. And then we have... Actually, let me put this down. You can see this part that we have for the Strongbacks and a deflector dish. You can see that beautiful. It's going to look fantastic. It looks like they actually have on this model, you can see like a hint of this, but this kit does not come with those at all. And I don't know if you guys have ever, I got the paint mask for the 1/350 scale Enterprise refit, and it does have the masks for the Strongback and that's just way beyond my talent level. The 1537 Star Trek The Motion Picture Refit Decal Set. All decals are marked with an R preceding a number which indicates the kit decals it replaces. So ID is the outer deflector housing. There's 4 of those. You can see the sensors that would normally light up. I don't know if we're going to light those, or we'll see. Then we got the outer deflector housing, and there's 4 of those. And we got the outer deflector housing, let's see, that would be this section. And we got the pylon for starboard and the pylon for port. They got these coming up through on the side. And this is the sheet that only has the Strongbacks and the deflector housing kind of scheme. So that's very nice. And it looks like now we go into the instructions. The HDA ModelWorx 537 Refit Aztec Decal Placement Guide. And I think she's going to end up looking really nice. You can see we got the top of the primary hull, and you can see the pie wedges where they're going to go on the saucer top, and then we have the nacelles, the rear back, and what we have that are going to go on the insides of the nacelle pylons. Looking at the bottom, you can see where the pie wedges are going to go on the bottom, and we can see the bottom of the secondary hull and all the way back to the hangar bay and back to the bottoms of the nacelles. And let's see, these would be, you can see this is for the starboard side of the ship, the nacelles, the rear back pattern, starboard. And you can see the pylon, the outer part. And looking at the port side, you can see we got the neck, the torp deck port side, port secondary hull, and the nacelles and nacelle pylon. And then looking at her head-on, you can see we got the primary hull. You can see the sensor bands. This is going to be really fun when we start to Aztec her up. All right, so let's take a look at the decals themselves, the actual sheets. So the first one, you can see they got the ST, and these are gray. You can see there are 2 shades of gray, a darker gray and a lighter gray. I really wish that someone would actually do a rainbow effect Aztec pattern. I mean, nothing is going to take the place of actually painting it. Like I said, I did give thought to actually getting the paint masks for this model and painting it. But I'm doing that with the 1/350 scale, and It's not the easiest thing to do, and there are a lot of better YouTubers out there that are just making it look really easy, and to me it's not easy. But anyway, we're going to go the decal route, and you can see all the pie wedges. And we get the protective paper, and this one looks like this is going to go on the bottom or on top. Yeah, excuse me. This one will go around the bridge and B and C decks area. And then we have the areas that are going to go around the primary hull. The bottom pie wedges. And it's also important to note that these go on first. We got to put all the Aztecing on before we do all the registry markings. Alright, this looks like it's the secondary hull, the Aztecing. Again, this is going to be so much fun. I'm really looking forward to doing this. You can see this is the bottom of the secondary hull towards the end where the shuttle bay is. The fantail. The secondary hull, they have extra Aztec patterns. And this is the starboard secondary hull going to the back. And now it looks like we have the nacelle pylons. You can see the lightning bolt effect. The outboard for port. The inboard for port. And then we have the starboard. And what is over here? The torp deck for port. And we have the saucer pylon. And looks like the last sheet. Let's see, the nacelles, the rear brick pattern. You know, if I didn't know better, sometimes the way the light hits it, it almost, unless my brain wants to see the four-color rainbow so badly that it's actually looking like that. Or I think I'm probably seeing the bleed through from the letters on the back. You can see for both sides, port and starboard. And the nacelles, the tops. So the nacelles are going to have a lot of Aztecing as well. And she's going to look so cool. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to doing this. This is going to be really fun. This is the complete set of the Aztecing decals from the HDA ModelWorx. And not only do we have the Aztecing, but we have the registry markings as well, as well as the Strongbacks. So it's important to have this because this was separate. I had to purchase this separate, but we do have the rub down transfers, but I don't think I would feel comfortable after we put all the Aztecing on to try using the rub down transfers. I just don't want to chance it, so be better off to use these. These were separate, but it was worth the money just to have it. And it's a nice touch with the deflector dishes. You can have it go in warp and on impulse. You got the yellow and the blue. And one of the things I'm doing with my 1350, I rigged it so that you can push the button and she'll go to warp and the deflector dish is blue, and then when you push it again she goes into impulse and you can see the yellow. And that project has gotten so behind. I think I'm way over my head on that project, but that's a totally different video. And again, this was the complete Aztecing decal set as well as the registry marking set from HDA ModelWorx. And this is another little goodie that we're going to add to our 3,000 subscriber special build of the 1979 U.S.S. Enterprise NCC-1701 Refit from Star Trek The Motion Picture. So my friends, until my next video in the series, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the kind words, and I'll talk to you soon.